You're listening to Analog Assault, a video game podcast by Mulehorn Gaming.
Welcome to the Analog Assault Podcast, your destination for video game talk, movies, and large explosions. I'm Wade, also known as Mulehorn117, and we are on episode 22. And I have with me tonight my bro, Kurt, right there.
Hi. That's
AKA
me.
Dirty Bombs.
How's it going, Internet?
And Circuit 8, also known as Alex.
I'm Alex, also known as Circuit 8.
Also known as Circuit 8.
This is episode 22.
22. Well, guys, we are also live on Mixer at mixer.com/Mulehorn Gaming every Thursday night at 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Also, want to mention, check out our friends and our fellow teammates, theshedteam.com. Lots of cool, awesome streamers, content creators. Go check them out. Really cool dudes.
And remember, there's no I in team, but there is me.
Right. Exactly.
That's deep.
Wait, maybe that's... Never mind.
So, fellas, what you been playing? And how you been?
Had a rough week, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little rough. Little stuff going on at home. Little adolescence in the... well, let's just put it this way. My kiddo is now visiting with the boys.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, working through that and being the dad, it's kind of a potentially violent situation from moment to moment. So,
I think
controlling those urges through video games a little bit.
I think Bill Engvall said it best. It's like, you pull him in real close, so only you and he can hear the conversation. And you say to him, look at me. See that little girl over there? She's my life. All right, so if you have any thoughts about hugging or kissing, you remember these words. I got no problem going back to prison.
I can't go back to prison. Come on, you get the reference.
Yeah, I'm not going back. So, wait.
That's Monsters Inc. Or Monsters University. That's it right there.
It was Bill Engvall, who's a comedian, but okay.
I can't go back. He's just stealing the spotlight like usual, typical mule.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't see that one.
So, anyways, the update for Super Mario Odyssey is out, and it wasn't huge, but it is cool. They added a little feature where Luigi comes to visit you at all the various destinations, and you can play a game called Balloon World, which is actually about as multiplayer as Mario seems to get. You get a balloon, you get a time limit, and you run from a predetermined place to anywhere you can in the level, and you hide it. So this is where you really get to use the acrobatics of Mario to your advantage to try and run, jump, fly, glide, whatever, to a hard to reach or hard to find location and hide the balloon. And then other players randomly when you choose to play, you find lists of players with their balloons, and you get coins for finding them, and you are basically challenge yourself to locate, little hide and seek thing. It helps you find additional secrets in the levels and learn them a little bit better and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's really after you beat the game, this is busy work, keeping people busy, getting you lots of extra coins so that you can buy all the extra stuff. Because the coin economy gets really crazy towards the end of the game, and you need a lot to start buying the stuff that's in the shop.
Yeah.
Which, just to be clear, hiding the balloon is not a euphemism for anything, correct?
Easy now.
Just saying. I'm not going to be the only one who goes there.
I mean, they do have some nice looking mustaches, but no, you are hiding a balloon, an inflatable balloon with a picture of your me on it, your little Nintendo guy or gal. Yeah, and they added some extra costumes for Mario and stuff. So
that's cool.
It's a neat little update, and Shoot. Yeah, I think that's. Oh, remember last week I asked you guys if you had seen the show called The Magicians.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I've seen the first, I think, 2 seasons.
Okay. Okay. I was kind of pleasantly surprised with this show. I'm on season 2 now. We're a
Yeah.
few episodes into season 2, and whew, it's like someone knew all the Harry Potter fans were grown-ups and wanted their gore and adult content all wrapped up with the Leviosa, you know?
It's an R-rated.
Oh,
Harry
it's
Potter.
I mean, it borderlines something worse.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like American Pie mixed
Yep.
with Narnia.
Yeah.
It's kind of great. And the acting, even if it's kind of bad sometimes, I don't care because it's pretty awesome and hilarious and has cool stories, but also, all the fart jokes and innuendo and stuff. Yeah,
Right. Yeah. That's
yeah,
cool, man.
it's something else. But yeah, I'm digging on the show, so you
Have
guys
you
check it out.
have you actually turned on your Xbox this week?
Yeah, actually, I hopped into Assassin's Creed Origins for a couple hours and
Damn
ran
right you
through
did.
some of the discovery tours.
Okay.
That is epic. It's great. The whole thing's narrated. You control Bayek, or you can change him to a number of other characters that you just choose who you want to play as you walk around. You go to these different checkpoints, and
Mhm.
they have like photos of old artifacts from Egypt and documents and photos of stuff, and tell you the story. Like, kind of, it's a lot to take in considering the massive history of Egypt, and not to mention then if you dig into the politics and drama uh, of everything that happened there. So
Yeah.
kind of zeroes in on, okay, here's what happened with Cleopatra specifically. Here's what happened with Caesar. Here's how he ties into this situation. Here's how the city of Alexandria was built. The city planning, even like what they sold, what was well known. Like, it's just legit History Channel content there, man. It's pretty cool. I'm digging on it.
And that's what the DLC is. That free or is that paid?
It's free.
It's free.
Yeah, the
Ooh.
Discovery
It's free
Tour
if you
is
have the
free.
game. It's free in general. If you want to go out and download it separately on PC, you can. If you have the game, it's free either way.
Man, I may have to check that out then.
Yeah,
Educational.
it's neat, man. It's neat, and I could see myself definitely using it as sort of like taking a break from playing for a little
Yeah.
bit. Like,
Something
I'm done
chill.
killing for right now. Let's go learn me some history. It is nice, and they make use of, I mean, what is pretty much a great looking game,
That's cool, man.
and show it off.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad at least you turned on the console besides the Nintendo Switch.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, I'm having an issue with PlayStation View right
Uh-oh.
now.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, something to deal with their login servers. I changed my password, as is intelligent to do every so often with all of your passwords, right?
Yeah.
And I wasn't able to log in. I get a server timeout message. It's taking too long. Went on the PC, did the same thing. Got on my phone, it did the same thing. I took my phone off Wi-Fi, put it on data, and I logged in just fine. So like, they have blocked my home server,
Wi-Fi or whatever.
or my home Wi-Fi somehow. I've turned it off, plugged it back in. I contacted my internet service provider, had them manually reset my router and stuff.
Wow.
It's still having an issue. PlayStation View said it'll be 24 to 48 hours
Oh.
without TV, which, come on. I was born in 1987. I need TV.
It's true.
I need my Food Network.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who's cooking what? I don't know.
So what about you, Kurt? What you been playing? How you been, man?
Decent. I'm over the sickness that my son brought home
Yeah.
again. So that's pretty fun. Fun little quick story about my son this morning. So Thursdays are my day off, thank God. 'Cause I enjoy having a midweek break. It's really nice. But whenever I take him somewhere, when I'm watching him, obviously I take my car and I listen to the local rock and roll station
Yeah.
out of Madison. You know, they play whatever they play.
Is it
Sometimes
more
it's
like country rock and roll?
no, F that. My station, my radio now goes to two stations, which is the station I listen to every day, or the station that links up to my Bluetooth transmitter.
Oh, there you go.
That's it.
Mm.
Sometimes they play Slipknot. Sometimes my son hears it. Sometimes my son wakes up singing Slipknot.
Uh-oh.
It was pretty great.
What?
Like, he didn't know the actual words, but he got the rhythm down. He was just making little 3-year-old noises to it and whatnot. I'm just like, wait,
Yeah.
I know that. You sing Slipknot. I'm so proud of you.
Yeah.
It was
Slipknot. Even a 3-year-old can do it.
It was pretty great. It's a great way to wake up.
That is pretty
But
funny.
yeah, no, I've been like Circuit. I've been playing Origins, but unlike Circuit, I have not done the Discovery Tours. The game keeps prompting me to do it, but I'm like,
Yeah.
you know, I'm here to kill stuff. Let's kill stuff.
Yeah.
So
I tell you what, it is weird because you get the urge walking by so many people in the
like, I can't-
learning sessions.
where's the Y button to assassinate them?
You can't. You can't.
No.
I'll walk up to someone and I'm pressing the button and they don't die. But
Right?
like, I'm on a mission of
Hacks.
peace right now.
So you're saying that wouldn't last very long?
I mean, you might if you're into history.
I do
Yeah,
like
it's
history.
just a different mode.
So
Because see, I like history. I love history, but I also love comedy. And
Yeah.
what would be funnier than watching a reenactment of Alexandria and Caesar hanging out, and then it's over, and you're just like, yeah, and like stab him. I mean, obviously, violence is
Just
not funny, but
stab
just the kind of the positioning of their deaths, like in a serious setting, and they're clearly it's like they do little reenactments in front of you,
Yeah.
which is cool because they have character models for all these historical figures and throughout history.
yeah,
So it's very cool. And you know what? A lot of them, they got death animations, so hook it up.
Yeah.
but yeah, been doing my New Games Plus with that, trying to crank out as much as I can before the DLC hits on the 13th, which I'm not going to get through in time, but oh well. Played a little smidge bit of Division, just enough to satisfy my need to murder something with bullets instead of a sword.
Pew,
Yeah. And hopped into some Diablo 3 for season 13.
There you
13,
go.
I'm pretty sure it's 13. With Wade and Nate. I'm like, you know what? I need to play this game more because I have just been not playing it at all over the past couple months, and I've just forgot how amazing it is.
Yeah. I love Diablo, man. So good.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, like we were discussing earlier, everyone channel your your thoughts and prayers to Blizzard to make
Right?
a mobile Diablo game.
Well, according to Johnny Cage 85, who told me of the Blizzard Twitter, who, I mean, I'm not on Twitter all the time. I kind of like scroll up and then just like browse for a few minutes and then
Low
just
key.
I low key browse.
Yeah.
Apparently, they have a little video, Vine, if you will, of some sort, of them switching, wink, wink, on and off a Diablo nightlight, saying it just says "Sweet Dreams."
So does this
So
mean
it's like, oh, if Diablo goes to the Switch,
Oh, I
dang.
see. Yeah.
yeah,
Well, hey, that's portable Diablo.
it is.
And what were you saying in Patreon chat? If it went to the Switch, what would happen?
I would strive my hardest to get one.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
would be it. That would be
That would be the one that
the
sells me on it.
straw that broke the camel's back.
Diablo
true.
on the Switch, even if you had like the local multiplayer with that too,
Yeah,
and online
multiplayer,
in the bathroom, in the
Yeah.
bed,
heck yeah, man.
hanging out outside on the
In the
porch.
train, in the plane.
Diablo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can do it anywhere.
That's
Exactly.
in a plane, in a train, in an automobile.
Maybe not an automobile,
As
because
long
I'd
as there's
likely be
Wi-Fi.
driving,
Yeah.
but
You
Yeah.
know.
you know,
Well, cool,
We'll see.
man. Cool. Well, my week, as you guys know, has been pretty much squirrel.
Yeah.
You know, it's like playing this game, playing this game, playing this game, playing this game.
There's
So
a lot.
I've been playing a lot of Diablo 3 this week. I played some Overwatch with Scarecrow and Underdog, and we were getting killed.
Yeah. You a lot of practice or what?
No, I just, you know what it felt like? It felt like they had tuned or changed something a little bit. I couldn't really tell with my magic fingers, but
I don't think that's what you're doing. Just FYI.
But I couldn't really tell. If something felt a little off, like, I don't know. It was weird. Maybe it's just because I haven't played it in a while. I mean, I've played it here and there, but not a lot. But yeah, I'm working on a preview article for this really cool. It's on Steam right now. It won't come out to console until I think next year, but it's only $9 on Steam, and it's a kind of a side scroller platformer called the Forbidden Arts. And you're just
sounds kinky.
It's pretty cool, man. It kind of reminds me of a cross between. It's a side scroller, so it makes me think of like a Mega Man, Zelda, like kind of feel to it, and the art style looks a little like I guess
side scrolling Zelda.
Like yeah,
Zelda
like
2?
because you have these
Is that the one that was
swords.
side-scrolling?
There's like magic involved. It's really cool, man. But you guys, I'm telling you. You should check it out. I think you'd really like it.
All right, you have to link me later.
Yeah, it's called the Forbidden Arts, but it looks pretty
Forbidden
cool.
The secret seventh book of Kama Sutra.
Yeah. So I mean, at the very first, you get to learn how to shoot a fireball out of your hands. So that's cool, right?
Well, I don't know how to do that, so
Exactly.
sounds interesting.
So been playing kind of those games here and there, just kind of all over the map, man. Just playing everything.
Taking advantage of all those different Steam sales and
Oh.
crazy amount of games you have access to now.
Dude, now that I have like a PS4, an Xbox, and a PC, I can pretty much play any game that I want.
You can.
And the problem now is,
Well, unless it's Nintendo.
yeah, and yeah. But
Yeah.
the problem is now is like I have so many games to choose from. I'm like, what do I want to play? And you know what it always comes down to is where are my bros playing? Because I'm such a social gamer.
Yeah.
You know, so, but I have a funny story to tell as well that I didn't get to tell last week. So, as you guys know, I'm a pretty competitive PvP guy, right?
No.
Yeah.
You don't say.
I get a little competitive.
Did you
right?
just disapparate, Kurt? What was that?
He's puffing on his little vaporizer
Moving,
thingy.
You
Yeah.
know.
Thanks for not, encouraging the young,
You
our young
know.
peers
Yeah.
in a bad direction. We
So-
can keep it off camera. That's for
So
you.
anyway, so when I play PvP, I've known to kind of like just trash talk a little bit. You know, nothing like serious. I'll just be like one of the things I've been saying lately is "See ya, sucker," like that. You
Give me
know.
your shoes.
So
See you, sucker. We all have our taglines, don't
yeah,
we?
yeah. And so my middle
actually like
son
that.
Whit was leaving school last week, and his teacher was like, "Whit, thanks for having such a great week at school. See you later, buddy." He turns around and goes, "See ya, sucker." And my wife was like, "I'm sorry."
Your
Oh,
son just
God."
leveled up, man. That was awesome.
Yeah, so he's learning the true PvP mule trash talk there. So
See, and that at least could be misconstrued for just a kid not really knowing what they're saying.
Yeah.
That's fine.
yeah.
That's fine.
Oh, but they know now because like my two sons.
Kurt or me, our kids would not be saying such a nice thing. It would be worse.
I've had to really tone it down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really tone it down.
Yeah, so that's pretty much been my week in a nutshell. So, but tonight, guys,
See ya, sucker.
say ya, sucker. Yeah, that's gonna be our new sign off. Say ya, sucker. So, this podcast, this episode, we're gonna talk kind of a hodgepodge. We're gonna talk a little bit about some movies. Ooh, we're actually gonna talk about movies. We're gonna talk a little bit about Cyberpunk. We're going to talk a little bit about Xbox and PlayStation, and then, of course, get into our shots fired with hashtag AskAnalog. So before we get into all that, just want to tell you guys, if you like our website, our podcast, consider being a supporter. Check out patreon.com/MuleHornGaming to get all the details. Or if you're watching us live, if you just scroll right down, you see where it says Patreon. So go check it out. Do it. So, guys, let's talk a little bit about movies here. And there's a little something rumor going on about
something.
Silver Surfer
What?
coming to the big
Wait.
screen.
Who is Silver Surfer?
So
Johnny Storm.
I have no clue because I am a total Marvel noob.
yeah.
Enlighten me, master.
Well, I don't know a ton about him other than he is a being from another planet. When Galactus was going to eat his planet, he needed a herald. So he became the
I'm
Herald.
already so confused. Never mind. I
Okay.
take it back.
Galactus is a planet, is a person that eats planets. That's
Oh.
so.
Oh,
And
no
he
big
eats-
deal.
Yeah,
Is he like Star-Lord's dad? What are those people called? The gods and stuff?
he's a celestial. I
A
believe.
celestial?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
if you eat planets, you must be that or
He-
some level higher.
It's like an apple, man. He's just getting a little snack. So
All right.
he is a herald,
Alright.
and he endues that herald,
herald.
With cosmic energy.
Like he plays a trumpet, a fanfare for the knights to come out.
76 trombones and a big parade. Yeah, anyways.
Wow.
So, so Silver Surfer became that guy. And so he basically has all this cosmic power, and he's freaking OP.
Mhm.
Cosmic
Um,
power.
And so this is not the same guy from Terminator 2, right?
No.
The,
No.
You know, the metal guy.
No.
Looks like the same guy. The guy from X-Files.
T-1000? No. Silver Surfer, bro.
Okay. It was T-2000. Come on.
I mean,
He was cooler anyway.
that terrible Fantastic Four movie, he was in that. So, that was him.
I didn't watch those.
T-2000 was in Fantastic Four?
Oh, my God.
Oh. the liquid metal surfer.
I feel like
was-
I'm talking to my kids.
The Mercury Surfer?
Can you beat him with
Quicksilver
liquid
Surfer.
nitrogen?
That's the one.
Yeah, yeah. So,
The silver fox surfer.
the Silver Fox.
What does the fox say?
So, back on topic here.
Where's the fun in that?
The Hollywood Reporter suggested that 20th Century Fox is really trying to push ahead with a Silver Surfer movie, even though, Disney could be buying them soon.
They want to make their monies before Disney takes their monies.
Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly. So there's kind of some reports of that. So, and one exec said, we are going 100 miles per hour. So what do you guys think? Would like to see a Silver Surfer movie?
Am I mistaken in assuming that didn't they already make one?
There have been Silver Surfer. Wait, he was in the Fantastic Four. That's the last time I remember
Oh,
seeing.
that right. No,
anything.
Rise of the Silver Surfer. That's
Yeah,
right.
Rise of the Silver Surfer.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never really been
And-
into the whole Fantastic Four genre of Marvel.
Well,
It's
that
just-
guy's Captain America now, right? Like, so you can't.
Who?
Is that decanon? Isn't the Human Torch? Isn't that the same dude?
Yeah. It's
Yeah, but he's
Chris
not
Evans.
Silver Surfer. He's the Human Torch.
I'm saying that's
Jonathan.
that's Cap, right?
yeah.
Yes.
It's the same dude. So to me, him playing Captain America kind of turns off all those other movies, like the Fantastic
Nothing saying
Four.
they can't just get a different actor.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying, like,
I
maybe
mean,
Silver Surfer has a story that doesn't consider the Fantastic Four's history in those movies.
you think about, okay, so Black Panther just came out, right?
Mhm.
The guy
Sure.
that plays, the villain, he's actually Silver Surfer, or not Silver, the Human Torch in the second Fantastic Four. So
Yeah. Which.
Oh, okay,
you
Sorry,
got him
but
all over
screw
the
that.
place.
that's interesting.
Yeah.
So that's something worth saying is that with I think a great shining example of a Marvel movie that again I still have yet to see because no time, but I really want to. Black Panther. It sure would suck if they produced a turd right after that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And especially, I think when you speed up anything, and I know sometimes movies kind of sit in their own version of development hell if they're waiting for the right time to push it out, or for competing movies to kind of subside, or if there was any drama with someone involved with the movie, they'll wait, or public commentary and opinions on stuff like, for example, movies about explosions around 9/11 were sort of considered in bad taste and put off for a while, right?
Yeah.
That kind of disaster film. So, yeah, there are some things that can come into play. So maybe it's done and it's good. I don't know.
Yeah.
What do you guys think? I mean, it's right around the corner. April 27th is what
I don't know.
they're saying.
Yeah. So they just sent out a tweet today, and this is something else kind of on top of that circuit, is that there is some theories
Oh, I love theories.
that say there's a new Fantastic Four coming out. If you look at the tweet, there is like a 4 kind of outlined. And they
Okay,
say
well-
fantastic.
Let's punch a hole straight through this crackpot theory right now. They're drawing a 4 in the Avengers
It's an A.
that has been the
Yeah.
Avengers A since the Avengers were made a movie.
Right.
So no.
No. Dirty Bombs is emphatic. He's like,
Just
no.
Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. So this is the new Avenger movie that's due April 27th, unrelated to the Silver Surfer.
Yeah, yeah.
But if there's rumors of Silver Surfer, I think that gives a little like conspiracy fuel to seeing a 4 in this, although it's clearly the A.
Yeah.
It's the A from the Avengers.
It's just someone wanting it to be there.
The arrow kind of makes you think about a 4, but
Kind of.
I don't know about that.
Yeah. You know, maybe. You never know. It's I don't know. It's kind of like when Star Wars came out and everyone was drawing the Darth Vader helmet on it.
Mm-hmm.
You know? It's kind of one of those things where we kind of see what we want to see.
It's fun to speculate, but as long as it's all safe, fun and games.
Right, right.
No one needs to get their feelings hurt.
Mhm.
But they will.
So I want to ask you guys a question here, since we have so many Marvel films that are out and are coming out and are planned, you know, for more. Is the Marvel market getting oversaturated? Are you getting tired of it? Are you getting tired of seeing Marvel? Like superheroes, blah, blah, blah.
Nah, actually no.
I haven't been keeping up with a whole lot of movies
Yeah.
from Marvel, honestly. Like, I fell into the hype bandwagon around Iron Man and whatnot. And, you know, Thor, saw the first 2. I have not seen a whole hell of a lot of others, honestly. And it's not that I don't want to, it's just that I've chosen to just not go out and see them.
Well, they've been coming out for like 12
Ever?
years or something.
Yeah, they've been
Like-
coming out for a long time.
Yeah, this generation of Marvel continuity is huge, and honestly, I just don't have the time to keep up with it all the time.
Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of heroes, obviously, within the Marvel Universe, and most of the stories, if not all of them, I don't know for sure, will intermingle at some point in time, here or there. So it's
Right.
always fun to see how they're going to work it into the movie. But
I think there's a little something for everybody
yeah,
somewhere in Marvel, whether that is, you know, the Avengers for your big epic team-based stuff. You've got Wonder Woman and Black Panther, obviously, like big shining examples.
Wonder Woman's
I'm sorry,
DC.
Wonder Woman's DC. Don't hang me.
too late.
Like on a cross here.
You're done. You're fired.
Yeah, so
Get
specifically Marvel. Yeah, I mean, they have a healthy selection of movies, but then I tend to go for like Guardians.
All right, guys, we're coming back. Sorry, the internet decided to crap out at the last second there. I don't
At the
know.
last second, huh?
I don't know what
Damn
happened
you,
there.
internet. The last second, the first second, and all the in-between seconds.
XP was overloaded. Yeah.
Well over 9,000, which is the recommended amperage for,
Yeah.
you know, XP.
He had to go start a new prestige class. He's back to level 1. New
That's
game
true.
plus.
But he's got a fancy new emblem.
So
Yeah.
as we were kind of talking, you know, I'm not feeling that there's oversaturation in the Marvel market when it comes to movies, because I just like them, man. It's like all my childhood dreams, you know, all the comics I read, everything. It's just, I love it. I love it.
Yeah, I agree. As long as it's good, it's not oversaturation. But if it's
Yeah.
bad, people, you know, you overstay your welcome.
Right.
That is the truth.
Yeah, I remember when I watched the first, or actually even that new Fantastic Four, I was just thinking, oh, man. Oh. So
Grimacing.
didn't leave a good taste in
The
the
one
mouth.
with the
Mm.
alternate Johnny Storm, which was stupid.
Yeah. So moving on, guys, let's move into some video game talk here and talk some video games. So Cyberpunk 2017. It's kinda-
2077 full.
Yes. 2017.
Otherwise, it would be last year.
Yeah. there we go.
Cyberpunk 2017 is the prequel, but
It's the
it won't
prequel.
count until
It's the
after.
prequel.
Cyberpunk 2017, life as we know it today.
Yeah. So
It's more
there's been
surprising than you think.
there's been a few quotes out and some interesting stuff, and I know Dirty Bombs, you are psyched, bro. You're like,
Mhm.
Dude, I am ready for some actual information I can digest, regurgitate. Now, just again, yes, that just happened. I don't care. I want this game.
You're like a cow. You
Mama
spit
bird
it out, eat it
bombs.
back.
It's true. Holy crap. Man, I have been chomping at the bit for some Cyberpunk news.
Yeah.
And damn you, CD Projekt Red, for keeping your mouth shut.
Yeah. So, just
So you want them to spill the beans on some stuff now?
I want to know
if
more.
It's not enough or incorrect, or it's going to be
I
a
want to know
while?
more.
I want it all.
Give me a release date at the very least.
I want it all.
I want it all. So I want to ask you. I'm going to read this, and I want to ask your opinion, Dirty, because I know you're the one that's the most excited for this, and I know Circuit you are too. I'm actually kind of excited too because I watched some of the videos on it. But
I'm always excited for a good game.
yeah, this was a quote from CD Projekt Red, and they said, "Great game."
CD Projekt Greg.
Red. Red. I didn't say Greg. Jerk.
So we're making me.
I was swallowing while I said it. So
CD
Projekt
Projekt
Red.
Greg.
I was calling Greg. We're close friends, you know. So
Okay.
Greg was saying no. So I think I killed Dirty Bombs over there. His face is turning red from laughing so hard.
Damn it, Mule.
So
Okay.
he's
Okay.
crying now. So they said, I'm sorry. Here we go. Gary said, Gary.
Greg and Gary.
It's one of those G's. He said, great game.
Something with a G.
More ambitious than Witcher 3, and we believe that we can aim at a more ambitious business goals as well. Of course, still having gamer-centric focus and quality focus as a main priority. So they're saying, as we kind of get into this a little bit more, it's going to be more ambitious than Witcher 3, and that probably also means bigger.
Bigger.
So, Mr.
Bigger
Dirty Bombs.
or gorier or sexier.
Yes, to all of that.
All of the above.
Yes, Mule.
So, you're the official spokesman here at Mulehorn Gaming about Witcher 3. So, now I need you to tell me what you think about all this.
I think more ambitious than The Witcher 3 is a bold statement.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm kind of curious to know what they mean by more ambitious.
Well, they also said more ambitious business goals. That has me even more intrigued. What do you think that could even mean?
Loot boxes.
I really hope not.
Well, business goals. Okay, we know what business means. That means making money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, just trying to push, to me, that kind of immediately sounds like just trying to push out boatloads of copies right out of the gate.
Yeah.
Well, that's business 101.
I mean, loot boxes could be a part of that, but given the stigma around them at this point in time, that may not be the best thing to try and do.
Doesn't have to be a loot box. Doesn't have to be that style of DLC or MTX, you know?
Yeah.
It could be something completely different. It could be an interesting cosmetic system. It could be single-player DLC. You know, when they say ambitious business goals, I feel like, do you feel pretty good about the DLC and micros? Are there any micros in The Witcher? Or just DLC?
Just DLC.
So you don't have like 99-cent or $5 boosts and packs and cards and all that.
Nope.
You know, that basically hook you up like a junkie stuff that microtransactions tend to do. Yeah. So hopefully they would continue to do that and are looking into maybe honest and transparent, morally sound ways of making extra money built into a single player game.
I guess realistically, if they did a microtransaction sort of a system, I wouldn't mind seeing it done much like Origins has theirs on the Ubisoft Club /store, where you get I forget how many Helix credits, which is their special currency for stuff outside of the game to use in the game. Then you can obviously buy them with real money.
Right.
But that's a decent way to do it, where it's like it's obviously a single player game, so who really cares if, you know, and a majority of it is, well, maybe not a majority of it. Some of it's cosmetic, you know, costumes, a different mount.
Well, there's a variety. That's the important thing to
yeah,
me.
some are weapons.
There's a variety.
But I don't know.
It's also completely single player. I'm
Yeah.
guessing Cyberpunk 2077 is also looking to be
I
single
kind
player.
of hope so.
Or is that just what we expect.
It's kind of what people may expect. I know they had some sort of
Right.
a miniature debacle around using the phrase live game about a month or so ago, and how they were being,
Right.
you
Okay.
know, compared to Destiny and whatnot of oh, don't do this, it's gonna suck, blah 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 blah. But
Well, you probably got devout fans who, much like BioWare fans, are very interested in that the company kind of maintains the integrity that they value.
Yeah.
They share artistic values and what they expect and want out of these games.
yeah,
So it could be a live game, like in the way that Assassin's Creed Origins is a live game.
yeah, they just have constant events coming out and whatnot.
Yeah, yeah, they just keep making it better, adding more stuff, and if you sell some of it and give some of it away for free, that's really hard to beat.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I just know some of the videos I've seen so far have me extremely intrigued, and I'm pretty excited to see it. So I can't wait to see what that means. I'm hoping what that means is like a bigger playable area than Witcher 3, which Witcher 3 was huge.
Yeah.
And, you know, lots of voice acting when it comes to interactions, not just like your generic guy that voices like 5 NPCs. Like, I want
The
something
one guy who plays everybody in Skyrim.
yeah,
Oh,
you know.
it's
I'll-
like 3 people.
I was a podcaster until I took an arrow to the knee. Yeah. So,
I
but
used to be CD Projekt Red. Then I took an arrow to the knee. Now I'm
yeah,
CD Projekt Greg.
CD Project Greg. Also known as
So
CD.
can someone? I think we may have talked about this before, but what would be the defining difference between Cyberpunk and the other like kind of alt art genres like Steampunk? I guess Cyberpunk implies that it's high tech
yeah. Cyberpunk is
as opposed to Steam.
futuristic, and Steampunk is Victorian era if the combustion engine never came around.
Does Cyberpunk hold any of the similar like artistic ideals of Steampunk, or is this completely different looking?
I would say it's completely different looking.
Would this be more like
Have you
sci-fi
have you
movies?
seen Judge Dredd?
Actually, no.
No.
I have.
Okay.
not.
Both of
Well,
them.
Then I'm more referring to the newer one because I've only seen the newer one.
Because I
But
think I like Blade Runner aesthetic or something when I
Yes.
hear the word cyberpunk.
yes,
you know?
I would say Blade Runner is a cyberpunk.
Dirty but high tech.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So
Yes.
that'll be interesting.
Scarecrow. Steampunk has Steam. Scarecrow would know.
Right. I mean, I assumed as much. Steam versus Cyber, they seem like different eras, but I kind of attribute them both to similar types of fans.
Yeah.
I would think, you know.
Mm.
But it's its own thing. That's cool. I don't know if I've ever played anything that was that proper steampunk. So
I haven't. I know that. What was it? The Order 1886 was a steampunk game on the PlayStation 4. I never played it, mostly because I didn't have one at that point in time.
that's right. I forgot about
But it
that,
also had
that game. Yeah.
pretty bad reviews.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah.
So Cyberpunk different from steampunk.
Yep.
Alright.
So something to look forward to for any of you guys out there that are looking for news. That's some good stuff there. So we're going to move on to a little bit of Xbox and PlayStation news. And this is an interesting thing because you kind of see two extremes here. You see Xbox, who is continuing to support older legacy games like Crackdown. And now you have
Fable.
now you have this statement from PlayStation talking about the PS Plus games and how they give out the free monthly games and things like that.
Oh, okay.
They're saying now that starting, March of 2019, I believe they said all of their games going forward are going to be PS4 games. So you're not going to have any more of the older games like the PS3 games or any of the others now coming up.
So the games that they give subscribers for free will only be PS4 games here on out.
Only be PS4 games.
Maybe they just ran out of PS3 games. They already did all the ones they wanted to do.
So there's a couple of things that I was thinking why they might be doing this is they, in my opinion, they probably trying to step up their game when it comes to free games they give out. Because Xbox gives out quite a pretty good quality of free games with the Games with Gold.
Not always. It's been hit or miss, but
Yeah.
I feel like lately it's been pretty good.
So I feel like with this, they're saying like, hey, you could get bigger titles for free now if you're on the PlayStation Network, the PS4 Plus, or the Plus. So maybe it's something like that. I don't. Maybe they're just wanting to move forward. And I mean, they're on record saying that they never really wanted to support backwards compatibility or anything like that. So
I mean, we know it's not a guiding principle over at PlayStation. It's not one of the big deals.
Right.
It's not something that they are foundational on. That being said, the PS3 had AAA titles too. You had big games that people would still probably be happy to give for free.
Definitely.
yeah,
I play
Yeah.
360 games if they're good and they turn up in the games with gold.
Hell
I
yeah, man.
download them
yep,
because they're still that was just a few years back. Like they hold up. You know, you go back to early 360 or Xbox One, that maybe a little bit different, but a lot of those are remastered, man. Fable Anniversary Edition, that's here. That'll be
yep. Enhanced on the Xbox X.
which is crazy. That means
I mean,
not once, two times a lady. No, 2 times remastered, right?
yeah,
Essentially, or updated for a modern audience because people want Fable.
yeah,
Yeah. And we're not getting, as of right now, a new Fable game.
Sure as hell aren't getting anything new or productive from Mr. Molyneux. And
Or
the only thing
online
that Fable
exclusive.
staff is doing now is making the
Fable
card
Fortunes.
game.
Yeah.
Yeah, which, if you like Hearthstone, is probably up your alley. Not half bad, but so
Is it on
talking-
mobile?
Hmm?
Is it on mobile, like tablets and whatnot, or is it only console and PC?
I don't think it's on mobile.
Which
I know
game?
it's on the console.
Fable
which is
Fortunes.
free to play.
I don't. Yeah, I think it's.
Well, I
on
know
the
that,
console.
but the biggest draw for me was on Hearthstone was that it was on tablets too
Sure.
and phones.
Yeah. No, that was huge when Hearthstone came to phones and tablets. Yeah. I
Yeah.
kind of like got back into it for a little bit when that happened.
You know what you should do, honestly, is get back into it again. No, honestly, they
That's
had
the last thing I need.
No. Trust me when I say this. They had their latest expansion DLC, whatever you want to call it, Kobolds and Catacombs. Yes, but they also have a free to play version of that, or whatever the hell it's called. It's like a dungeon crawl ish type thing where you just you pick a hero, and you have to go through random enemies. After you beat the enemy, you can pick an ability card and then a bunch of other preset cards. You just build your deck until you reach the end of it.
Oh, okay. Oh, like a roguelike. Like you're collecting stuff and you're
Yeah.
getting more. Okay. That's interesting.
That's what prompted me to jump back into it for a little bit here too, because it was like, oh, I follow them on Facebook and Twitter and whatnot because I love me some Blizzard, and I'm like, oh, it's free, hell yeah, I'll play it.
Retain anything after you've completed one of those?
No, but it's still fun.
I mean, I didn't know if you got like coins or any cards potentially, or if it was just a fun free thing.
No, I think some daily bounties or tasks or whatever can in fact work to that, but not all of them will. But all the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never
Let's go
actually
check it
played
out.
any of those. So, yeah. So I was gonna say too, just mentioning kind of the Xbox legacy. We kind of mentioned a little bit Fable Anniversary, which I have on PC, and it looks amazing on PC. So
Right.
really interested to see what it looks like on the Xbox X. Crackdown, Forza Horizon, and Witcher 2. All of those are going to be enhanced by the Xbox X. So, broad question for you guys: What do you think this is good for PlayStation? Just to say no, we're just moving ahead and going with it, or what do you guys think? I know we're mainly Xbox guys, so we're used to the backwards compatibility. So we're kind of used to that. So what do you guys feel? I mean, we all except for Circuit.
Wait, what?
You don't own a PlayStation
What?
4.
Hey, I have.
You're not part of the cool
I
kids
have
club.
opinions. I have opinions. So many. I'm on a podcast.
Yeah. So what are your thoughts?
It's not terribly surprising that they would pull this. Just putting it out there. I mean, like you said, they don't want to do backwards compatibility, even though it's a gold mine. But I guess just pushing forward with PS4 titles, I guess, whatever floats their boat. Honestly, I think I'm kind of done with trying to be my tiny little voice in my own little corner of the internet, trying to change Sony's mind for them, just because we all know it's not going to happen. Sony's going to do Sony, and that's unfortunately not going to be in the best interest of the gamers. It's going to be in the best interest of Sony.
Yeah. Circuit, what about you?
They could just be moving on.
Yeah.
This might just be standard operating procedure to them. Like, those games have been out long enough. They're moving past them. They're not putting marketing dollars into that stuff anymore. They're moving on. I don't think that means that they need to stop offering that stuff to people as, a potential, a good value for your PlayStation Plus membership, because that adds value. And it's free for them to do. I don't understand why you really need to stop. You need to say, okay, no more Vita games, no more PS3 games on that. But
yeah,
I mean, unless you have something new to replace those, or you're comfortable, like you feel like there's a healthy enough selection of PS4 games, which when you throw in the indies, there probably is, to replace all the PS3 games you're not going to be giving away anymore.
Yeah.
So, for me, time. Yeah, I mean, for me, I have no problem with it. I mean, because there's not enough PS4 games that I play, or older PS4 games that I would want to play. I mean, the only thing that really makes me kind of think about why I like seeing the backwards compatibility supported is for the game studios, because I don't know if it's necessarily true, but I'm assuming any of those purchases or any DLC that's bought or cosmetics is going to go toward that actual studio or developers. And so it's a good way to keep maybe a little source of income. Maybe, I mean, it probably not that big, but it's a little way for them to get a little coin in their pocket and kind of help them continue to grow or make other games.
Well, the same coins the coins are going to the same pockets they went into when the game came out, presumably, just a lot less of them. Right.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, some of that should be going to devs. A lot of it's going to the store you buy it from, whether that's an Xbox or PlayStation or whatever,
And Scarecrow in chat brings up a good comment, and he says that they're doing a lot more remasters. Is probably why they're not looking at backwards compatibility, because they're thinking, hey, get another 60 bones out of this. Boom.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Sure. Stop giving away these old games because we're trying to sell a shiny, polished version of it in 6 months.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
I get that.
Kind of like with Skyrim Remaster. I mean, I had it on my 360, but I was like, I gotta get it.
I mean, it was perfect for people who didn't still have their 360s, which is the only reason why I got it back. It's like, I'd rather play it on the one than the 360 that I don't have anymore.
Yeah.
Well, while this decision may not affect a lot of people negatively if you aren't really needing PS3 games, it's one of those things. It's just like a nice bonus. Why did you have to take it away? Well, it's just because they want to sell those games to you later if they're doing remasters. It's actually a pretty good point.
Yeah. All right, dudes. So we're moving into our next part of the podcast, which is Shots Fired. And we ask you guys to use hashtag AskAnalog.
Shots fired.
And this is where we take your questions, comments from our official Discord, Facebook, Twitter, or wherever you can find us, and just chat with you, the viewer or the listener. So, guys, let's just go ahead and jump into this. And our first one is from our bro, Thaddeus Prime. The Prime is the Primes. And he says, if you could jump into a game/game universe, Ready Player One level of VR, immersion style, what would it be and why? Hashtag AskAnalog.
Pokemon.
Pokemon?
Done. Yeah, but it's either Pokemon or Harry Potter. Done. Yeah, and there are Harry Potter games, so it counts.
Yeah. What about you, Kurt?
I would say either Division, honestly, just because.
What a terrible place to go. Why would you want to go there?
Why would you want to go catch pocket monsters?
Because the sun's out and people aren't dying everywhere left and right.
Or Witcher, because duh.
Yeah.
I feel like I'd live a little longer in Pokemon world, thank you.
No kidding, because no one ever dies. You just faint.
Yeah, you just black out.
Have you seen? You're familiar with the good old fashioned E-Bombs world?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I used
Ego
to.
Of
Raptor.
course.
Yeah.
You're familiar with his animations?
Yes.
Who?
Ego Raptor?
Yes.
Is it the guy that did the Raptors on everything?
No.
Okay.
All right. I need to learn you after we're done.
Sure.
We're. I'm gonna
learn you after the
I'm gonna
podcast.
learn you
Lord or
boy.
something.
It's great. But
Yeah.
yes, Division or Witcher, because Division again is my main pew, and it's just I don't care if it's cold. I live in Wisconsin. What? Cold's nothing to me, fool. I don't care. Honestly, and
Do you feel the temperature in Ready Player One? Is it that immersive where you would feel maybe potentially burning heat or damaging cold? Still haven't read it. I mean to.
Neither have I, but
yeah.
I don't
So,
know.
can you guys guess what I'm going to pick?
Mass Effect.
Mass Effect.
You know it. Probably Mass Effect or some type of Star Wars universe. Just because I love my sci-fi, man. Those two universes are like two peas in a pod for me, you know.
They're peas in a pod.
Two peas in a pod. Yeah. So
yeah, I think Star Wars, Star Trek, Mass Effect, any of that, man. How fun would that be?
Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
So our next Ask Analog is from our bro Styles_hack on Twitter. And he's also, guys, check him out. He's part of the Shed team, partnered mixer streamer, cool dude. So he says, and he's got a couple questions here. He says, #AskAnalog. When are you having the Mule Golf Tournament? I don't know, bro. You sponsoring?
Yeah. I have never played golf that was not miniature.
So what would happen?
That is true.
Is that you two guys would just be drinking the beers and I'd be hitting the balls?
Basically. Well, first of all, you need to rephrase that every way.
Phrasing.
Boom.
Phrasing.
Are we serious?
Yeah, I'll caddy and bring the beer.
Yeah,
I'll just bring the beer and the backhanded compliments like, "Oh, nice shot, Mule. Suck."
Yeah. So he also goes on to ask us this, and he says, #AskAnalog. What other current games would you like to see add a BR game mode?
You know, I read this one earlier, and I thought that was interesting because we've had so much talk about how would it be a bad thing to see more BR in other games.
Right.
And here Styles is like, what do you want to see it more in?
I mean, it's not necessarily a bad thing.
No.
It's one thing when you look at it like, oh, everybody's ripping off PUBG, but really, it's already become bigger than that. It's a genre. It's a style of play. It's like the MOBA, you know? Anybody's welcome to help themselves to that bit of fun. If they can put that into their game and it works, then that would be cool. And yeah, we were making fun of the idea of maybe Destiny doing something like that.
That'd be terrible.
They could.
It would go so badly.
Probably, but it would be huge for a couple of days while everybody logged in and downloaded updates and tried it out, because
sure.
Who wouldn't try it out?
And then it would be on the roadmap, say Destiny Battle Royale or whatever fancy Destiny term they want to give it. It's going to be on the roadmap to a better tomorrow.
Isn't that already Rumble? Like,
they would call it something like the Lost Prophecies of the Vex Priestess. Like, it would not be called Battle Royale. It would have some long name with a bunch of pronouns. Like,
yeah. So I'm gonna stay in the Star Wars universe. I don't know if any of you guys remember playing or have played Jedi Knights. It's an old PC game where you're playing as Kyle Katarn. But they have kind of like a PvP arena in that game.
Okay.
And I think it would be where basically you're just a bunch of Jedi fighting each other. But I think it would be really cool if they had like a battle royale game for that, where you're a Jedi, you're like whatever map you're on, or Death Star or something like that that's connected with the lore. And you go in and you find parts for your lightsaber to build. You have a blaster starting out, and then you can get a lightsaber. You can use force powers.
So there are survival aspects that you could integrate with the Star Wars lore.
Yeah, like you could you start off with just a blaster. You have to try to find a blaster, or you can find a lightsaber. Or, it'd be kind of cool.
I like that. I like the idea of that. But hear me out. What if it was 100 Ewoks?
Kill them all.
So
Blowing the
is
shit
that what
out
the
of each
blue
other.
would be? The blue would be 100 Ewoks just coming at you, throwing sticks and rocks.
Well, I
I
figured the players would be
Man.
Ewoks, and the perimeter would be the approaching Imperials or something. You know.
I wouldn't play that just because I'd be forced to play an Ewok.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, but you could just die and last.
Same to you, fool.
yeah.
Okay, well maybe there could be other modes. Maybe what if it was 2 groups of 25, Jawas and Ewoks?
I hate Jawas and Ewoks equally.
You hate Jawas too?
I do.
Okay, which would you rather survive though?
Which would I have survive? Probably.
Yeah.
Shit.
Which do you hate less?
That's a good question.
That's the okay. I didn't know it was gonna be such a problem for you
Oh,
to decide.
like I said, I hate them both equally.
Yeah.
All right.
You're
Well,
gonna have
just
to-
an idea. I think it would be funny to have little Star Wars critters.
I mean, I'd watch it.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
yeah, like give everyone just like 1 health, anything kills you, and extreme physics. So like walkers shoot you, and there's Ewoks going blah, flying across the arena. I think it'd be hilarious to watch.
Yeah.
It's like a run for your life kind of thing, more than it is a hunt and shoot people
So-
thing.
I have a random fun story. Back in the 360 days of
Mhm.
the DLC for the first, damn it, what was it? Force Unleashed. There we go.
Yeah.
And it was whichever DLC it was where you were back on Tatooine and you had to, I don't even remember what you had to do, but there was one of the beginning levels was you had to fight your way through Jawas, of all things. A
yeah.
Jawa level. Ooh, that's difficult.
Right.
But you had to push a sandcrawler out of the way. In my game, bless its little heart, was glitched. And every time I went up to that sandcrawler, a Jawa would just randomly fall from the sky. It would just
Yeah.
just like,
Yeah.
you get me so much.
Bless your little Jawa heart. Yeah.
You ever just want to ding ding, ding 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 ding, ding,
Did I
Yeah.
miss
ding
something?
ding?
When did we get to Disneyland?
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So our next shots fired is from our bro CobaltCam. And he says, what ultimately sealed your decision to stream on Mixer over Twitch? What were the pros and cons you guys saw for each service? Hashtag ask analog. Well, Mr. CobaltCam, for me, it was a couple things. We've been on Twitch before, and it didn't feel very much like a community for me. It felt more like you were there just as a viewer. And when we heard of Mixer, when I saw how they have FTL, which makes it really where it's really interactive, I was sold just because I'm a kind of a social butterfly kind of a guy too. So I like the conversing back and forth and how quickly that works and how small the platform is right now. I mean, it's still growing, but how small it is and how everything feels very communal. Those were the attractive things for me.
Right.
Plus, I'm not competing with 70,000 other people that are podcasting when I'm podcasting, you know? So,
Yeah, I mean that is something to consider. A newer service, there's a lower barrier for entry, and people who are huge on Twitch are not willing to make the switch a lot of the time. Some of them did, and are thriving on Mixer and really make use of the FTL and the extra features that they have packed in, where there's added interactivity on
Yeah.
Mixer that we don't know exactly how we would ever implement that into the podcast, but it's just because we haven't brainstormed it yet. I think there are some things we could do down the road, but we're getting our feet wet,
exactly.
as it were. So
Yep.
but yeah, Mixer definitely seems to have more communal approach, and at least that feeling. Like we've said it before, it's kind of like don't be a jerk or else if you're hanging out at a Mixer stream.
Yeah.
I agree. So our next shots fired is from our bro Scoob, and he says, and he's actually got quite a few here. He's got like 2 or 3 for us to read through. So I'm just going to start with the first one here, and he says, with Xbox's Game Pass and future titles coming through, that coming through that do you think other services should allow that as well? Do you think as this picks up, it will hurt GameFly?
Is GameFly even still a thing?
I don't know,
yeah.
man.
Yeah, GameFly is totally.
Are they?
Yeah.
Wow. They
Yeah.
are flying super under the radar.
Well, they don't have the digital distribution benefit that like Netflix does, but also consider Netflix is still shipping DVDs and Blu-rays to people, and not all of those are available on the Netflix service, the streaming
Yeah.
service, right? They're not licensed to broadcast a lot of the movies, but they can still buy a DVD and rent
So
it to
is
you. And
GameFly
GameFly works in that exact same way.
So GameFly is doing just physical, they're not doing digital?
They
I
probably do
think
digital as well.
I think they do have some deals with PC games where they can do, I don't know if it's a temporary license or some kind of way for you to play, like install games, because there's market there.
I think it would definitely hurt GameFly, potentially to the point where they may lose their business, because I would say, oh, hey, GameFly could just partner with Xbox, but Xbox clearly has the Game Pass coming out, so they have that covered. And if GameFly is really with just PC, I mean, there's still a big enough audience there where it won't necessarily be a huge issue. It'll probably see a dent in profit for sure. But any console is likely to say, screw you to GameFly and just do their own GameFly-esque business model.
Right.
Yeah, well, there's no guarantee they'll have a comparable selection or pricing model, though. I mean, if you pay $10 a month for Xbox Game Pass, and if you could do the same with GameFly, but you can pick any game that is out.
I mean,
but it's still just one at a time. So as long as you can wait the day or two it takes to ship it back and get the next one.
Plus, you still have, I mean, does Netflix do games?
No, that's
no. But
like
you can
what-
do Redbox.
Exactly. I was just going to bring
Right.
up, like, there's red boxes on every corner. I don't know if you guys have Walgreens down in Tejas or not, but
Yep.
They have them at every Walgreens.
Yeah.
They got them at Walmart.
Walgreens, CVS, gas stations, they're everywhere.
Yeah, they're
here.
everywhere.
Kroger, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know if that would necessarily hurt GameFly because one, this is all largely stuff that Microsoft has a good handle on, whether it's contract or licensing preference, like stuff that Sony doesn't have exclusive to them. So you do inherently have a lack in selection with Game Pass, even though it's a good amount of games. It's Xbox-y games, right? There's going to be a lot of stuff on PC or on PlayStation that you don't have access to that might make GameFly make sense for you.
Yeah. So I would have to say, too, I think it also may be due to how Xbox may be moving forward as a kind of just gaming as a service. And if you think of it from a business perspective, you can get probably 15 to 20 more people to spend just $10 a month or whatever it is for Game Pass rather than spending $60 for a new game.
Right.
So, I mean, especially parents, they'll be like, I don't have to buy a brand new game every month. I'll just spend $10 and you can get whatever comes out. Okay.
It's a fantastic point to make. If you lower the price, more people buy it. So that could end up meaning more profits.
Yeah.
You look at Walmart. The reason Walmart works, the reason they can sell stuff for dirt cheap is because they sell billions of them.
Yep.
Right? They move a lot of products. Same with fast food. They penny pinch, and those pennies add up millions of times over again. So if they get a lot more people just participating in making a purchase because they get the Game Pass than they would have otherwise, if they're like Game Pass or nothing because they're not spending $60 on a game they're not sure about, then that's a success.
Yeah, I agree. All right, so Scoob's next question here is, with Mixer's recent addition of game purchases to streamers, would you like to see Mixer continuing its trend of following Twitch's footsteps, or what road do you think they should do next? Well, bro, I don't think they're really per se following in Twitch's footsteps because Mixer is
I don't
definitely...
think I see it that way.
There's definitely good things that Twitch has kind of blazed the trail forward. And it would be dumb if Mixer doesn't take advantage of certain things that are already there. That'd be like us as podcasters saying, we're going to start a podcast, but we're not going to take any advice from somebody that started a podcast before us.
It's like EA releasing a bunch of pretty cool games that have dysfunctional multiplayer.
Yeah. So, I
Like,
got you.
okay, learn from other people's history and their mistakes. And if there's something that works on Twitch, Mixer should do it. But Mixer wasn't made to be Twitch
Yeah.
Yeah.
in the beginning. It was completely different, and it had a different focus and goal and a different aim. And now I think that they are gonna monetize on some of the similar things that bring people to Twitch
Yeah.
for sure. And it would make sense for them to emulate what is good and what would improve Mixer
Yeah.
or do it better.
Yeah. So, I mean, for me, like, Mixer, it's just it is what the name is, which is a mix. You're mixing streamers with people in the community. I mean, we even saw that when we went to PAX South. They had their own booth, this huge stage, right? And they had their own booth of Mixer partners with a door you can go into and just sit down and chat with partner Mixer streamers. While the year before that, when Twitch was there on stage, they had a door like that, but it was exclusive. Like, can't come back here unless you're a partner, can't converse. So I think the difference is that, yeah, they probably do some things that Twitch does as well, but they also are very, very community focused.
Right.
And I think that's kind of more their cup of tea.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to find the ironic asshole rude boy streamer on Mixer as often as you will on Twitch.
Yeah, you won't see a lot of
Yeah.
Dr. Disrespects. I'll say that.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to be people who are like nice guys, like us.
Yeah. Yeah, we're
I'm a
nice
nice
guys.
guy.
We're nice guys, right?
Yeah.
On air.
Oh, yeah. So he says, and this is Scoob, he has one more question for us, and he says, do you guys ever get fidgety with certain games and constantly swap games throughout the night because your mind can't focus on just one? And I put this in our Discord, but bro, you know who you're talking to, right? It's like squirrel, that game, that game, you know?
I get that feeling, and usually I don't even start one when I feel like that.
Yeah.
That's the kind of night that I'll look through my different game lists, and I'll start up the Switch and then the Xbox, and then I'll look at my phone, and I'll start shopping in the App Store, and I'll open up Steam, and I'm looking.
Yep.
Maybe it's kind of like you just don't really know what you want, and maybe the answer is not a video game at that point in time. You know,
Yeah.
maybe the answer is go for a walk. You know, go cook a tasty dish, go work out, go indulge another craft or hobby for a little bit. And sometimes it's the whole distance makes the heart grow fonder, right?
Mm. Yeah, I've definitely had those moments where it's, what do I feel like playing? I have the itch to play so many things right now.
I want to shoot something.
Start with
what?
Right, I usually start with one and just do exactly what he just said. Just go through every single one. I'm like, nope, never mind. I feel like playing something else. I feel like playing that one instead. No, I'm gonna go back to that one.
Yeah.
It's like when you open up the fridge and you don't see anything you like, then you close it, lower your expectations, open it again. Rinse, repeat. It's one of those, like, you're kind of just like bored munchies, you know?
Yeah.
Maybe, yeah, I would say get up and don't do something that is video game related. Maybe there's something else on your mind, you know?
Yeah.
Of course, you also, I'm guilty of feeling FOMO, which is fear of missing out. And keeping up with the Joneses is the old fart way of saying FOMO, by the way. Keeping up with the Joneses.
Is it
you have a fear?
Is it on fleek?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I don't know what fleek means. I know I think it means
I.
cool. I think it's bay, right? So
I hate. Yeah. Either way, we're not getting into it.
Oh my gosh.
I hate children's slang terms nowadays.
Train of thought derailed. Thank you,
Very
sir.
much so.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. So maybe you just don't want to play a game right now.
Yeah. I had that happen last night with Scarecrow and Underdog because we were just getting thrashed in Overwatch. And I was like, man, I'm going to go play some Diablo.
Mm-hmm.
So I went and played Diablo with Nate and Dirty Bombs. So, yeah. So.
Yeah, that's a good, just the quick change of pace, you know? And a lot of the time for me, what I was going to say before Kurt I just remembered is Keeping Up with the Joneses and whatnot. When you're into a game like Destiny, where Keeping Up with the Joneses is number one, and then suddenly it's like less important. Maybe you're not playing it as much, or I don't know. I don't know how deep you are into D2 still, or aren't. But
I haven't
I think a lot
touched
of
it in
people
months.
suffer from that, where you're kind of aimless for a second in the gaming world. It's like you got a promotion at work to do a special project, and now the project is done, and you have nothing special to work on anymore. You kind of feel a little, well, where do I make my progress? You know, you
Yep.
get
Yeah.
it's like Pavlovian. It's like essential after a while to see that ding to get gear, to level up, get your loot, get your game on with your buddies, and progress, get XP, level up. I think those are addictive properties of games that, when you're not having that itch scratched, it can feel like you're fidgety, like you're restless, like you're not being fulfilled by the games you're choosing to play,
Right.
you know? And that's a sure as shit way to know you maybe don't want to play that game right now. Like when Destiny 2 stopped fulfilling me, I
Mm-hmm.
stopped playing it.
Right. Yep. Yeah. I feel the same way, man. Yeah.
It's an emotional thing. You got to just feel it.
Yeah. Gotta feel it, man. Gotta
Feel it.
Yeah. So this is our last question here, and then we're gonna move into any of the questions you might have if you're watching live on Mixer. So just make sure you use hashtag AskAnalog. And it's from our newest Patreon. What up, bro? Thanks for the support. He says, and his name, Four Finger Woo, he says, have any of you guys played Rust on Steam with the newest updates? Thoughts? Hashtag AskAnalog.
Nope.
No.
I can't see the
Sorry.
have, man. Yeah. I mean, I've heard the name, but I've never actually played it. Sorry. I'm sorry, bro. I feel really bad.
Yeah, I'm right there. No clue about this one.
Yeah.
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 Sorry, man. I mean, what type of game is it?
I don't
Is
know.
it
It's a Steam game.
It's one that you play.
Rust was created as a clone of DayZ. Okay.
Mm.
So it's a
Alright, so
zombie game
Like crafting, survival.
with zombies.
I don't know if there are zombies, Mule. I haven't seen zombies yet. Hold on.
He just
you
wants to
scared
know
to Google
whether
it or
he
what?
has to have happy
Because
thoughts
if
in
it's
his head before he
zombies-
goes to bed tonight.
Are the zombies?
Big fat
There are no
zero. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
No
100%
zombies.
no
He's
zombies.
lying to you.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I've never seen it, so I can't really say much on it. Never played it, so I don't know, bro. I don't know. All right, guys. So moving into our Mixer Ask Analog, we have Jumbaloo82, and he says, by the way, guys, check out the game those cool cats are working on called Solar Purge. SolarPurge.com. Go check it out.
Jumbaloo.
He says,
Sorry, that's a cool username.
and he says, what is y'all's favorite game for the year 2000? Hashtag Ask Analog.
Man, I don't even remember what came out in 2000.
I had no idea. So I had to
Dang.
Google it as
This
we
is
sat
one
here.
that I should have done a little research for.
It's true.
And
Oh, okay. We got a good selection of games. Actually, I'm reading that Perfect Dark came out in 2000.
Did it?
Holy shit.
Holy shit.
Damn.
oh, really?
Okay, Majora's Mask. It's a contender. Final Fantasy 9. It's the one with the monkey-tailed
For
kid.
real reason,
Yeah.
yeah, I know.
Diablo 2.
Man,
Diablo 2.
honestly, the first Diablo I played was Diablo 3.
Oh yeah. Paper Mario was 2000 also, which is a pretty good game.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of good things to choose from. Baldur's Gate 2. Yeah,
Eh?
Yeah.
And it's a good game to play.
I think what I played actually in 2000 was Madden. I
Yeah.
was playing Madden and NCAA football.
Tecmo Super Bowl 2000.
Exactly.
Yeah, so if it, and again, I don't know if this is actually correct. I don't think Perfect Dark came out in 2000. I feel like I'm calling BS on this one, but maybe it did come out in 2000, and my brain is messed up. But I spent a lot of time in that game.
Yeah.
Lots of time.
Yeah.
And that kind of got me cemented in FPS.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is our last question here for Ask Analog. It's from Scarecrow, and he says, this one is for Circuit. If you could make a dream team of Pokemon, what would your 6 be? Hashtag Ask Analog.
Oh, snap. Bringing it on. Okay, so I'm one of those people who I think that there's 2 different ways to form a Pokemon team. You can pick the ones you like, or you can pick the ones that are good and meta as F, right?
Yeah.
So I would tend to probably just pick the ones I like. Because at the end of the day, it's what makes you happy. And not picking whatever is the spikiest, scariest looking thing that does a lot of OP damage, you know?
Right.
So that little fellow behind you there? Yeah.
This guy. There you go.
Oh, look at
That's
that.
my Raichu. That's my little Raichu. Yeah. Raichu is probably my favorite, and he would definitely be there. Charizard, Mewtwo, you know, all the old OG cats would probably be on the team. I love Ghost Pokemons. Gengar
Get the
probably
glitch.
be there. You know what? How about Missing No? There's a throwback. The old glitch Pokemon from Pokemon
man.
Red and Blue.
Yeah. Cheat your rare candies. Hell yeah.
Yeah. See, I don't need an action replay to find Missing No. Yeah. Who else? Psychic Poke. I like Alakazam too. I'm gonna call all old original generation Pokemon here because 2 or 3 in they started getting a little hit or miss, and nowadays it's a lot of miss. But I still love the series. And even you got like 900 friggin' Pokemon. They're not all gonna be winners, man. They're not all winners. Some of them are Magikarps.
Yeah.
Well, you know what they say, Magikarps turn into Gyarados.
Yeah, just don't buy the one from that asshole in front of Mount Moon, because it's a lemon.
As soon as you say Magikarp, I'm like, yeah, no, I'm gonna go catch something worthwhile.
Bunch of nerds. Yeah.
You listen to this podcast because we're a bunch of nerds. Fucking nerds.
I'm just saying, man. You give me Typhlosion any day of the week, I'll be a happy camper.
Oh yeah. Okay, yeah. So Typhlosion,
You guys talk Pokemon.
Dude,
like
that was the first
French.
Pokemon I had where I didn't cheat leveling him at all. I got him from 1 to 100. Just
no rare candy.
No rare candies.
See, you miss out with rare candy because you're actually not getting all the your little stat build-ups properly. Because when you do manual battles, your stats go up higher than if you do rare candies.
Yeah. Yep.
What are you talking about? You don't play Pokemon.
I just can't do it, man. All I'm gonna say is, yep. You know, it's
Yep.
like when you have those conversations and you just go, mm-hmm.
Smile and nod. Uh-huh.
Okay,
Oh.
if you play like Galaxy Heroes and all those different card upgrade and collection games on mobile, that's pretty damn similar to like Pokemon. And Pokemon, really, if you ask me, is one of the most fully fledged, full-featured, thorough, classic JRPG games.
Mm.
It competes with Final Fantasy, which again, I'm not trying to convince you, Wade. You're not gonna play that crap, but for people out there who are on the fence about Pokemon, like they're straight up just good RPGs.
Yeah. Yeah.
Old school styled, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, cool, guys. Well, fun podcast tonight. Thanks for joining us if you're watching us on Mixer. And remember, guys, if you like our podcast, don't forget to check out the cool cats at ninjapancake.com. And if you would, like us on Facebook, leave us a review on iTunes, and you can follow us all on Twitter. You got at Dirty Bombs, at Circuit 8, and all of us at Mulehorn Gaming. And remember, guys, when in doubt,
Blow it up.
Call Greg. I'm old Greg.
I'm old Greg. I call this one Bailey's. I call this one Bailey's. When I was a young warthog.
CD Projekt Red.
Go support them. They're great.
CB Project Old Greg. You're welcome, Internet.